Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. One more mass shooting. You've got to be kidding me. I've been talking about this for years now, and honestly, quite frankly, it's like whispering into a hurricane. I'll tell you the reason that this is happening. It has nothing to do with guns. We've had guns and schools and fairgrounds and churches and public forums all for hundreds of years at the same time. No mass shootings until recently. These are recent phenomena, 20th and 21st century phenomena. You know what's driving it? Mental health. Whose responsibility is mental health? It's the MDs in the pharmaceutical industry, because since 1912, they have existed inside of a complete, utter, and total monopoly. Since 1912, they have been in complete control over the development and the delivery of medicine. They kicked everybody else off of the bus in the early 1900s. The naturopaths, the chiropractors, the homeopaths, the herbalists, everybody who wasn't them, see you later. And we've all been struggling back. All of our individual professions have been struggling back, and we're doing quite well, but we're still not even close to having parity here. And look, you're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. While the MDs have been in exclusive control over the development and the delivery of medicine, heart disease rates remained unchanged. Alzheimer's is skyrocketing, autism is skyrocketing, obesity is skyrocketing in both adults and children. Type 2 diabetes, life expectancy getting less. You've got to be kidding me. And now mass shootings. It's a mental health problem. And look, this is not a diatribe against pharmacy. Thank God for insulin. Thank God for lidocaine. Thank God for the sterile technique. It's not the drug, it's how it's used. It's not the gun, it's how it's used. It's not the gun that's the problem. It's the mental health of the individual pulling the trigger. So I'll tell you, there are two things that need to happen here. Number one, there needs to be a federal investigation, an unbiased, uninfluenced by the pharmaceutical industry. Good luck. Federal investigation into the mental health of every single solitary mass shooter. And we need to see what pharmaceuticals they were taking, if any, during the time that they pulled the trigger. We know that antidepressants lead to suicidal ideation. Maybe they lead to other things as well that we're unaware of. We better become aware of them, or these things are going to keep happening. For goodness sakes. This has absolutely nothing to do with guns or gun control, and it has everything to do with mental health. And whose responsibility is mental health? It's the MDs, because they've been in the driver's seat of medicine since 1912. The only way that this is going to be fixed is you give the naturopaths and the chiropractors and the homeopaths and the herbalists and licensed medical professionals, alternative medical professionals, mainstream access. You give us mainstream access tomorrow. Mandate that medical insurance pays and covers our services, that we're allowed hospital access, that research organizations will start to look at our therapeutics more seriously because they are extremely effective. Best kept medical secret in the 21st century, for goodness sakes. But look, whether you believe in any of that or not, there's one thing that's glaringly clear. These murders are the responsibility of mainstream medicine because they happened on its watch. Mr. President, you want to make a big splash here? You create a federal Department of Holistic Medicine. You put me in charge of it. You take control of vitamin supplements, botanical medicine supplements, nutritional supplements out of the hands of the Food and Drug Administration and the pharmaceutical industry, and you give them to the people who are trained in their clinical application. Does that sound like a good idea? You're damn right it does. Until that happens, until we all have equal seats at the table, more or less, this is going to continue. And by the way, where are the medical doctors in the world who believe the same thing that I do? Why aren't they lifting their voices up? Didn't you take an oath to, do your solemn best to eliminate human suffering? For goodness sakes, your profession has failed here, completely, utterly, and totally. You need to rise up and speak up. Otherwise, this is never going to change. God willing, and the creek don't rise. And you know what I mean by that. Hope to God I'll see you next time, because I am and always will be your steadfast advocate for health, Dr. Peter Glidden.